Hello, my Point Loma classmates. We're back again on social phobia media, at least for me. My name is Donna Robinson, and I'm going to give you a little fun view exposure to social skills training, something that I think is absolutely necessary for everyone, whether you're a mother, a professional, from teaching to big corporations to just a parent dealing with your kids. I think there's just a huge lack of social skill training in all areas, and we can all benefit from it greatly. So, saying that, social skills are a way of dealing with others that create healthy and positive interactions. Something I think that's very desperately needed right now. People who have social skills communicate clearly, hopefully calmly, and hopefully respectfully. They show consideration for the feelings and interests of their peers. Social skills training can be used to address foundational social skills such as imitation, initiating interactions, play skills, and understanding and regulating emotions, which I think we all could benefit from. SST refers to any adult-directed instruction, in which social skills are targeted for improvement. SST usually occurs in a classroom, in a group. It can be done individually depending on the need, and it can be small setting, large setting, depending on who is facilitating and making this delivery. I've personally used it in large settings, in general ed classrooms, and we made it fun. And then it was very successful when I have used it in a classroom in small group. You need to know what is your target goal for your individual student or your entire classroom, depending on what kind of a teacher you are. Usually goals for SST address developing or improving a particular social skill, whether it's a play skill, taking turns, sharing, starting from the youngest in preschool. Sometimes adults have a hard time sharing. Foundational skills, paying attention, language and communication, which we as special ed teachers deal with every day, trying to work and improve on them listening, expressing, interpreting, and then also emotion and coping with anger, tantrums from some, arguing, which is done a lot lately, fear, and then mindset skills as well. Social skills training meets the evidence-based practice criteria. This practice has been effective for preschoolers starting as young as 3. We even practice with some of our neighbor kids even younger than that. And then, of course, just because we have teenagers and in high school doesn't mean that their social skills have improved. So it still needs to be worked and implemented, especially those with the autism spectrum disorder. But one thing I do enjoy about social skills, it is a huge importance to me, no matter what you teach, what level of child, all ages, all groups, social skills training works for everybody. So, one thing I'm going to ask of you as a group, if I was teaching all of you at a PD, what I would want to know in your everyday engagement with students, what are some of the social skills that we as teachers should model for our students? Also, in that modeling, are the skills you model deliberate? Do you have to work really hard and plan this? Or are they instinctive? Were you brought up with these social skills? Some of us were, some of us were not. I know one of my pet peeves, simple little social skill, is I cannot stand when my students go, yeah. So we work every day graciously on answering with yes. Just so much more respectful. And I always tell them they're just way too beautiful of faces to come out with a ugly yeah. So we practice every day our yes. So if we were in a PD, I would give you a few moments to discuss that among yourselves and really evaluate yourself. How are your own social skills? I mean, we all know what we expect of others, but do we ourselves practice it? The pros and cons to SST. A lot of work. That's probably, if you want to call it a con, but the con has extraordinary benefits in the long run. So I guess really they're all pros. But with between your observation, taking your data, implementing it, and practicing and practicing and practicing, it's a never-ending daily, I don't want to say chore, it's just part of life. This is what we do. This is what we work with our kids to help them to be the best that they can be. Psychologist Albert Bandura defined self-efficacy as one belief in one's ability. Easy to say, but really, how much self-efficacy do we all have? I know I personally struggle with it myself. The implementing of this social skill is very effective, even those who do not have self-efficacy. If you are consistent and determined and continue to teach and practice it, you do see a success. Sometimes they're very slight, very small, but if you observe, you will see those successes. The earlier the start, of course, the better, as we can say in just about everything and anything. It is very important to train social skills early before the students become more and more distressed out of their social isolation, which may become worse and manifest as a serious behavior in adolescence. And we all too much observe that as the students grow and they haven't been given the tools to work with their social skills. Unfortunately for ASD children, they don't ever really outgrow a lot of their behaviors, but it doesn't mean that you give up. You still constantly work with them, progressing and practicing them. Of course, depending on the spectrum of their disorder also will depend on their improvement as well. One downfall of social skill instruction is often that learners do not generalize those skills outside of the training and the setting. And we see this across the board in almost everything we teach. How many go home and practice? How many parents continue the practice? I guess people don't think of social skills as homework. And to me, home is where it all should start. And then we pick up, parents reinforce, but way too often this isn't the case, unfortunately. So, in the last few years, we've all heard of mindfulness. It's emerged as a way of treating children and adolescents with conditions ranging from ADHD, autism, anxiety, stress, and the benefits to improving them tremendously. As a mild mod teacher, we practice this all the time. I highly recommend all teachers practice it. It is a tremendous way of keeping you on task and focused without so much stress that you want to go home and have a few cocktails, which is fun too. But if we were in a PD, I would like to have practiced doing a mindfulness, and one that I really recommend is a transcendental meditation, which involves silently using a mantra or mantra, however that's pronounced, done for 15 to 20 minutes a day. It is commonly done sitting with the eyes closed in one of the most widely practiced meditation techniques. Now, obviously, with our students, we cannot do 20 minutes a day. No matter what type of students you teach. And even as teachers, it would be hard for us to take 20 minutes a day to do it. That's our whole lunch. So I recommend with students, obviously, you're going to do 10 seconds, 30 seconds, depending on the student, up to 2 minutes. If we were in a PD, I would have us all do 2 minutes. Now, a lot of people have an issue with the reciting of the mantra, and that can be something as simple as, I am grateful, repeating it over and over. And this is done silently to yourself while you sit in a comfortable position, in that quietness. I personally, in my classroom, will put soft meditation music on, very, very soft. It makes a huge difference for my children, my students. Sorry, I'm going blank for a second here. I need to do my mantra. For some people, they do simply just take something of own personal private prayer even. Now, of course, in a classroom, I can't emphasize that. That's why we use mantra, and we give them something to say. It can be, I've had students just repeat to themselves, I am happy, I am happy, I am happy. And of course, they're doing it to themselves, hopefully to keep them on focus. It does help your mind from wandering, which I'm notorious for having a wandering mind. So if we were, like I said, in a PD, we would take a few moments right now, and you'd be surprised at how well this brings you back into focus, how well it calms you. And the students, highly effective with the students. I'm probably one of those type of teachers, people who I'm always looking for something new, different. Not that this is new, it's actually very old, but it's been brought back around, a reinvention of the wheel per se. But it's wonderful. It's absolutely amazing, and I highly recommend it. Strengths in social skills training, it tremendously, if consistent, a lot of hard work every single day, it improves behavior, and you do see success, even the smallest of successes. The weaknesses, frustration on all ends, whether it's you as the teacher, your aides, your students. And I think for most part with the adult and the frustration is because of the lack of follow through. Everybody starts, hey, I got a great new idea, let's do this, let's do this. And they don't follow through, and they don't continue. And it is an everyday involvement and working with your kids with it. On my last page here, I have some things for you to check out and try. There's so much to choose from. And like anything else, there's never just one way. You keep trying things. You do what works for you, what works for your students. What works for one doesn't work for another. So you're constantly trying and practicing different things. I will highly recommend watching success stories on YouTube about parents who have tried the meditation with their kids and the overall improvement that they did see. So whether it's our students or whether it's us going home to our families, we need to be at our best. So through our meditation and practicing our social skills, I think we can all get there. Thanks.